Good morning, beloveds. I'm struggling to get going this morning. Partly because I had this weird dream, and there were just so many people in it. And they say in your dreams, every face you see in your dreams is a dream you've seen in your real life. And I'm just like, I don't know any of these people. And it's just one of those dreams where I just woke up tired. So I'm just like, I'm just not ready for today at all. But here we are. So it is July 23rd. At least I think it's July 23rd. Yes, it's July 23rd. Our title is Demonstration is Forever. And our author is Elena Goforth Whitehead. And this is from Creative Thought in 1965. Creative Thought was the Science of Mind. I think it was the Science of Mind magazine before the Science of Mind magazine was Science of Mind magazine. I could be wrong about that. All right. So demonstration is forever. You have demonstrated improved health, a better job, or a new home. You have received divine guidance leading you to a wise decision. You have used the great law of mind and gotten results. Your prayer has been answered. Does that end the matter? Our use of spiritual science takes on vastly higher significance when we realize that back of every tangible demonstration, there is an even greater intangible good. The increase in faith, which becomes a permanent part of our consciousness as a result of our proven knowledge of the law. This intangible gain is inevitable and can never be lost. The job, the house, the visible answer to the prayer may cease to be. Certainly, the total physical demonstration of our life experiences will be separated from us when we leave our physical bodies. But consciousness is undying, and any increase in faith is ours forever. Let us not, then, consider demonstration materialistic, but know that every minute spent praying for good is an investment in our eternal spiritual stature. All right, then. So she's talking about the intangible benefits of a tangible exercise. It's interesting that when we come into Science of Mind, one of the first exercises they have us do is to pray for parking spaces, to treat for parking spaces, because it's a tangible thing. And it's just one of those things where you can say, well, this stuff works. Like, I got a parking space. This stuff works. And it's that little increase in faith. And so then once you see it work once, you're like, oh, well, let me try it again. And then you try it again. And then you start to try it on bigger things. And then you start to try it on really life-altering things. And so that's what she's saying. She's saying, okay, every time you do this, you're increasing your faith that much more. And as you increase your faith, you're more willing to try it on bigger things. And then finally you get to the point that you're like, yep, you know what? I am going to try this on this absolutely life-altering thing. And then you go forth from there and you're like, all right. When your faith reaches that level where you are willing to trust God to help you change your life. God's not going to change your life. You're going to change your life, but you have enough faith in knowing that God's going to support that evolution. And that's what it is. It's a gradual evolution. That's why we start out with the silly little exercise of parking spaces. That's why Jesse does the red car exercise, where he hands everybody a little toy red sports car and says, all right, what are the feelings that you would have if you owned this car? Now, are you willing to have the car? Are you willing to have the feelings without the car? It's about faith. It is about faith. And it is about practicing faith. If you ever wonder why we call them practitioners, why we call ourselves practitioners, because we're constantly practicing our faith. We're constantly building up our faith. It's what I like to call the well-worn path. It's like, I want to create a well-worn path to the source of my own being, a well-worn path so that no matter what happens, I can get there. I can do it blindfolded. I can do it, it doesn't matter. It's like, I know how to do it. And that takes practice. And practice builds up those spiritual muscles. And that is what Elena's talking about. It's building up your spiritual muscles, practicing, so that when those big life altering things come to the point of, okay, am I gonna treat for this or not? I have the faith to know, especially when we are treating for things that don't happen immediately. When we treat for something that is a unit of time from when we start the treatment. Then we have the faith to know that it's going to happen. I mean, you don't pray for a baby and then, pop one out. They take 9 months. They gotta grow. And so that's what so it's like you exercise your spiritual muscles and you do it every day, and that's one of those things where, pray without ceasing comes into play here. It's like every thought can be creative. It's not that every thought is, but every thought can be. And so it's like when you get that thought and you wrap it with feeling, then you're kind of like, oh, did I mean to do that? So you pray without ceasing. So the more you practice, as you recognize this, every thought can be creative, you start to pay a little bit more attention to your thought. And you start to pay a little bit more attention to where your feelings are going. And you're like, oh, that's how this works. Okay. And your faith increases, your willingness increases, and I want to use the word finesse, but I'm not sure that's the right word. It's like, okay, so I've had that thought and I don't approve of that thought, so I'm just going to let it go. And it's like, oh, there's that thought. Let me take that thought, wrap that thought in all of the feelings that I want, and, practice on that. And so that's what she's talking about. When the material part of your treatment is gone, you still have the faith generated by the success. The faith generated by success. Practice anything and you're going to get better at it. Practice anything and you're going to get better at it. So why not practice treatment? Why not practice faith? Why not practice demonstration? And if you find yourself struggling, then go talk to somebody about it. Go talk to another practitioner. Sometimes things can be a little bit too big for us to hold at first. And so you go to a practitioner, it doesn't even have to be a practitioner. You can go to somebody that loves you and say, I'm working on this. Can you hold space for me until I can hold it for myself? Because the truth is, in the end, it is going to be you. But other people can help you hold the space. So, we're kind of getting master classes here on little things. Our use of spiritual science takes on a vastly higher significance when we realize that back of every tangible demonstration, there is an even greater intangible good, the increase in faith, which becomes a permanent part of our consciousness as a result of our proven knowledge of the law. So that is the mission today. What we are working on today is increasing our knowledge of the law by using it, by increasing our faith, to increase our faith. It's like, it's reciprocal. It's like, the more I know about the law, the more I use the law, the more successful I am at using the law, the more my faith increases. So, and I like that she says that this intangible gain is inevitable. It's like when you're practicing things and you get that first success, and then you're like, there's actually a kind of a cute commercial running right now. And I know it's for a company that is not my favorite, but he's a security guard and he looks at a sandwich and he's watching and he sees them cooking and he was like, so he goes to the company and buys and starts practicing, cooking. And he gets feedback from his coworkers, and so he gets really good. And then one day he's walking by and he sees a job and it says chef wanted, apply within. And he goes in. It's like, that's how it works. You start off with one success You get feedback, and, you know, as your skills increase, and then one day something is going to radically change your life. So practice, 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 practice. And that the cool thing about that is for all of the material things that we have built up in our lives, none of that we can take with us. But that intangible good, that will go with us forever. That will go, because it's not bound by time and space. Material things are bound by time and space. But that good of you practicing and using your faith and increasing your faith, that'll go with you forever. So the mission today, should we choose to accept it? It's that last line. Let us not then consider demonstration materialistic, but know that every minute spent praying for good is an investment in our eternal spiritual stature. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to invest in our eternal spiritual stature. What does that mean? Go treat. And go treat for the little things, and go treat for the big things, and go treat for the in-between things. Just practice. Practice your treatment. Practice your faith. All right? That's the mission today. Practice, practice, practice. Invest in your eternal spiritual stature. It's a nice turn of phrase. All right, beloveds. That is the mission today. The other mission is the same mission I give you every day, which is to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever that looks like. And it might look like being really late on doing something. I still did it. I just didn't do it when I normally do, because I'm still curious about what my cast of thousands dream, what I was working on in that one. At least it wasn't a nightmare. So I've had a few of those lately. But that's what it can look like. You know, when you practice love, kindness, and compassion on yourself, you sit down and you think about, all right, what's going on in my head that I'm having those kind of dreams? You know, maybe you talk to somebody about it. But it also looks like taking a deep breath, especially before you speak. It looks like taking a nap. It looks like taking a walk. It looks like taking a break. It looks like saying yes to something that pushes you a little out of your comfort zone. It looks like saying no to something that just drains you. It looks like eating dessert first. It looks like making room for joy. Whatever is going on in your life, it doesn't matter what is going on in the world. You still deserve joy, so make room for it. And that looks like eating dessert first. It looks like making room for the good. You know, burn the nice candles. Or, like, I had this little candle holder, and I'm like, why do I have this? I don't even really like it. And so the most loving, kind, and compassionate thing I can do for myself was after I had the conversation with my husband, I let it go. I let it go. So, you know, that's letting stuff go can be loving, kind, and compassionate. I got into a corner in my kitchen that needed to be cleaned, and apparently I have an obsession with scoops. I let a whole bunch of them go yesterday. Love, kindness, and compassion. Looks like all kinds of ways, including letting stuff go. All right, so practice on yourself. The reason for practicing on yourself is, 1, you are creating a habit. 2, you are creating you are your own best test subject. You're creating a well-worn path to the source of your own being, so that you are creating that strength of connection. That's what she was talking about. It's that strength of connection. So that no matter what's going on in your life, you can get to the infinite love, infinite kindness, infinite compassion. Share it with yourself when you need a little extra, and share it with others when you need them. And then the third reason is because you deserve your own love, you deserve your own kindness, you deserve your own compassion. Absolutely, you're a beloved child of God, so you deserve your own love, kindness, and compassion. And the way you treat yourself teaches other people how to treat you. All right? So remember that. If we are investing in our spiritual stature, treat yourself well. Treat yourself with love, kindness, compassion. Treat yourself to dessert first. Treat yourself to joy. Okay, the rest of the suggestions, because this is all self-care. I'm a big believer in self-care. Practice self-care. I believe in practicing it every day. And love, kindness, and compassion is about practicing self-care. So, hang on. It's all about self-care. The rest of the suggestions are too. Do something to engage your mind and your body, unless today is your day of rest, as is mine. This is my day of rest. Please drink plenty of water. I brought mine with me today. We are still looking at the triple digits, so make sure that you are hydrating. Your brain and your body works better when it is well hydrated. And get that early in your day bright light. That early in your day, I'm talking 5 to 7 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes from like that 7 to 9 era in the day. If you get up before the sun, artificial light will help too. Okay. It's about resetting those hormones, that natural hormone cycle. If you want to look it up, it's called a circadian rhythm, starts with a C. And it is science. You can look it up. You will have more energy during the day. You will sleep better at night. All right. And I leap forward into, I'm going to forget my Ernest Holmes quote, so I don't want to do that. Open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. Today, she was talking about investing in our spiritual stature. Well, that partly looks like opening the windows of our soul and recognizing that it's all the same source. Recognizing that it is all good. Or all God. And if it's all God, then it's all good. And if it's all good, then it means no matter what is going on, it'll be okay in the end. All right? Because heaven is a mindset. It is a state of consciousness. When we recognize that, heaven ceases to be a place we have to get to and can become any place we are. That, my friends, is a superpower. All right. So practice on yourself. Music is an excellent way to open your soul. Volunteering is another way to open your soul. And those are just two really quick, great suggestions. And as always, you can take Emma's advice. Look for the good and praise it. All right. Gratitude will absolutely get you everywhere. There is nothing more powerful in the world than gratitude, because gratitude is just another word for love. All right. So, we are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark on the social medias that we are on, and the Running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. If you want to know what's going on with the center, please email info@creativelife.org. That will get you on the constant contact, and that will get you to the the hot links are hot. So the email comes out about once a week, or it comes out once a week, and every now and again there'll be an additional if something else is going on. And the hot links, if it says click here now, it will take you right to the information you want, i.e. the YouTube channel. Creative Life Spiritual Center or the Running Rev Ryan, those are both YouTube channels as well. And there's lots of great content. So if you just need something to take a kind, compassionate voice, we got that for you. All right. So, please take advantage of that. And then I don't know what I was about to say. So I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a investment day, a practicing day, a consistent day, a consciousness day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You're a beloved child of God. You are a brilliant light. You are a divine spark. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action, in whom God is well pleased, well represented. As Jesse likes to call us, we're godlings. We are growing into that spiritual stature that Elena talked about. Oh, watch me rock myself back into the reading. Sometimes I can do it. All right. Whatever else, know who you are. Explore the truth of your being. Do it on a regular basis. That is part of the investment in your spiritual stature. All right? Knowledge of the law, knowledge of you, knowledge of the God of your understanding. Explore it. Get to know it. Make a well-worn path. All right, beloveds. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. I will be back on time because I do go to work tomorrow. So take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.